doesn't.
Is it going to
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand this.
Make that make
I
sense.
do. Pennsylvania's even gerrymandering. New York State wants to gerrymander.
Yes.
Why? Why?
This
See
is
you.
nothing new.
Come get your board.
This is nothing new.
Okay, why?
ML, he's
Why
having
they
a hard
doing it?
time.
Why? Because they think that
That's
the
your boy.
Democrats
Come-
are going to be
come
bad
save
for
Nope.
America.
Nope.
When the Republicans push everybody should get a job and everybody deserves a job, and you care more about the illegal immigrants taking your jobs.
Yeah, but
That's what the blue states believe. Illegal immigrants should have your
most
job.
people.
America believes you should
Okay,
have
yeah,
your
but
own
all
job,
of
not giving
the
up
good
your-
jobs. Hey, see, stop. You're just running your mouth. All of the good jobs, right, that were held by people in this country working for the government, they were losing it under the Donald. Donald made them lose their job. He
on
fired
purpose
them.
because yes,
Right.
purpose.
So what are you talking about? You're talking about people who have been
It's
detained,
about our country.
kicked out of the country. People who've been detained, kicked out of the country, who were doing a particular job. Meanwhile, the really good, high-paying jobs that Donald got rid of. What are you talking about?
He didn't get rid of. He condensed
He
the
didn't get rid
system
of
to
them.
take- he
CEO, can you
condensed
bring up the
the-
number? Can you bring up the number of individuals who lost their job under the Donald?
For a truck driver, you're doing all of this? You guys are a bunch of idiots.
I know, I do feel like I'm an idiot. Let me stop.
You third-grade educated motherfucker pushing a 40,000-pound rig, and you basically have the education of a fourth grader. Shut up.
No.
Hey,
Give him at least ninth grade. We got ninth.
Yes.
Point, I agree with you on some of your ideas.
Alright, so now, one of my biggest ideas is for you to shut the fuck up, you stupid ass motherfucker.
That wasn't the
Hey,
idea. I agreed
real
with you
quick.
on point.
Can somebody else jump in?
What was your idea? What was your idea?
Your idea.
Who would like to jump in?
Doing the t-shirts.
Hood
Alright.
Doing the t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear
Okay.
this guy's
Alright.
whiny ass voice. The truck.
See, so now look at that.
No,
Look at that.
and let me just say, the only reason why I wanted to jump in, because I
Because you're a black
obviously,
manga.
let me finish. Honestly, I don't really know where you guys stand on the position. I'm assuming that it's anti-MAGA. But what I would say, as a DC resident,
And a manga
I think
supporter.
that's a big topic now.
See who, don't you?
But since
Let him get his point out. I want to hear it.
Yep, and so this is actually coming from the Hill, which is generally pretty nonpartisan, but definitely probably a little bit more left-wing leaning. But since Trump's executive order, and this was published about 48 minutes ago, I think it was, that there have been 0 homicides in D.C. since August 13th. And D.C. typically, on average, has about 4 to 5 homicides per week. So I don't know. Maybe we've saved
Per week?
lives.
They have 3 per week, just something like that. And then also, I have a question for you. So, like the day, so
so triggered, but you got.
Hood, I have a question. I just want to ask an honest question. Hood, I just want to ask an honest question. So, with the stats you just read about like crime being down and stuff, why all of a sudden is there a need to arm the National Guard if the current approach of them being unarmed has led to these results? What is the point of arming them now?
They already had their arms. That's the thing.
In DC, I'm asking, they're arming the DC National Guard. They weren't armed before, Hood. We're arming them now in DC. Why? Why do they need to be armed if it's working already? They did not.
What do you mean?
On Saturday, I can give you the article if you want. On Saturday, Hegseth said that National Guard is now, all of them are going to be armed. They were previously unarmed in D.C.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Some.
Why would you ask a truck driver for any information on that?
I mean, outside of like the National Guard being armed could you maybe just answer my question? Because I literally have not spoken much, but I mean, like, whether or not, the National Guard is armed or unarmed, I didn't know that piece, but I mean, like, can we, like, just sort of ignore the fact that there have been, like, no murders in DC?
It's wonderful. Hey, Hood, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that the last 10 days, crime is down. That's wonderful.
There's also been
Now,
I wouldn't say that there have been any carjackings. They're
this is
saying that
having an impact on the business community in DC as well.
that is true. That is a good point.
And so, nothing is happening. People feel like they're under a military occupation walking down the streets with their papers because this is the move. So I think,
I don't feel like that as a black DC
I'm
resident.
sure if you want to take that as a win,
Why can't I even speak?
that's wonderful for you. But this is not America. This is not America anymore. For you to feel, just to feel, because we talk a lot about feelings. It doesn't have to actually be the fact, but for you to feel safe. It's ridiculous. It's an enormous sacrifice for your feelings.
Why would you have to walk down the street in DC with if you're black with your people?
People do it every day. Cool. Ain't nobody.
Why would you have to walk down the street if you're black?
The only people that are scared of DC is you.
I'm not.
Period.
Why would you have to worry if you're black when you gotta have a finger?
Okay, let's have Hood and Quinn go back and forth. Cool, if you could just hold out for a moment. So Hood, Quinn brought up the point about the economic consequences in terms of the small businesses being impacted. Do you have any thoughts?
Who cares?
They're making money, the small businesses.
What is it, like Facetune or one that's where you can change your hair color now?
Hold on, just take
I made purple.
Take a 3-minute timeout, all right? Just take a 3-minute timeout.
They don't have to worry about that.
Mute for 3 minutes, thanks.
I think to get the real authentic pink, you would have to.
I definitely, sort of the streets aren't as busy. I think that it is having an impact.
And that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a wonderful.
God, the impulse control in this room is.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good.
Yeah, let Hood just speak. Not interrupted.
Yeah, so as a 25-year Black American DC resident and homeowner, I think it is having an impact, to the local businesses. But at the same time, I think that there's probably going to be an opportunity for tourism to return, especially if they feel safer in coming to DC.
Yeah.
And according to the numbers, listen, I'm just reporting the numbers that DC is safer. So I think that while this may be a short-term dip, with tourism, I think that it will rebound and maybe rebound bigger and better. That's my thoughts on it.
So
The real buyers are out there buying stuff.
okay.
We're buying stuff.
Okay, all right, so
Cool, you got 2 minutes left. Cool, you got 2 minutes left on your mute.
Who are you talking to? I'm sorry.
So here's what I'm gonna say real quick.
Yeah, they're
So
all.
I don't know how we got to these stats so fast. That's number one. Number two, this concept about DC not being safe in the first place that was kind of laughable. I know lots of other DC residents, and they've never felt this way. And I've seen the stats before. This whole National Guard thing, and it was already low. So this is kind of weird. I don't know why this was ever a talking point, and why do we even need to argue this? It's just wrong. It's all fucking fake information.
So you're saying that let's just say let me just say this. They can probably fudge numbers robberies and burglary.
Forget fudging.
I don't think that you can really like fudge like murder results. Like either somebody got killed or they didn't. So I don't know.
But what you're ignoring is that what people are reacting to is being occupied. So all the time, you remember when motherfuckers was going, popping their heads off about the lockdowns and what if the National Guard was deployed to make sure that people complied with the lockdowns? Like this is not an emergency situation. People's freedoms, their sense of freedom, you talk about their sense of safety, their sense of freedom is being impacted. It's impacting your local economy, right, negatively, as it would impact our economy in Chicago, while we're still getting major tourism dollars. Nobody's afraid, except for motherfuckers who only know Chicago from watching it on fucking Fox News.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can feel scared. Like, it's a lot of scared, cowardly motherfuckers walking around here. I've never been scared even to walk through project buildings. I have done so in my life in this city. Okay? Like, give me a fucking break. And let's not ignore the fact that if you want to feel safe walking down the street, cool. How about walking down your college hallways? How about walking through your churches and your synagogues or a fucking Target? Right? I would love for our kids to feel safe and not have to get bulletproof backpacks and have live shooter drills. But as a nation, we've said that is okay, and we're here for it. Yeah, so let's be here for it.
I think we do have to be careful here in terms of sanitizing DC too much. It did make really good progress in 2024, but it's still ranked 4th per capita for murders and 7th for violence crime overall in the U.S. So there's a lot of room for improvement. We can make all the comments we make, but without sanitizing DC, it's getting to be a bit much.
Excuse me, sir. But if we're going to look at the data. I know you heard me talking, sir. If we look at the data and we look at an average from 2022 to 2024, we definitely see the uptick of the improvement. Would you not say that as well?
I said that. I said we can talk about the improvements, and there was an improvement in 2024. Absolutely. It's going in the right direction, 100%.
So it is going in the right direction. So when you say sanitize it, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I just said that.
Of working it doesn't happen overnight.
So when I say it seems like we're sanitizing it, it's like when people are saying DC safe and all this and that. If you're number 4 out of every city in America for murder per capita and number 7 overall for violence crime, that don't count as safe.
CEO,
it just doesn't.
CEO, as a nation, we know what our problems stem from gun violence.
Yes, agreed.
But as a nation, we have said through in the public square that we are okay with that. So
I hear that argument.
Excuse me. Don't look at cities in the face talking about gun crimes when people have walked through preschools and blown fucking white toddlers away, and white folks did nothing.
What's wrong with that?
Cool needs to shut the fuck up, because you see how y'all react to crime in your neighborhoods and your communities. You do nothing because you would rather have your guns, and so be it.
Let me just say one quick thing.
Gun ownership. There comes a point when there's illegal gun ownership. That's why
All
these
the mass
cities and
shootings
towns.
were by legal gun owners.
Let me just say this real quick. If I can just say something real fast.
Every day,
Bro, you
murders in little cities
yapping
and towns.
since I got on the side.
And how
Let me just say one quick thing. As a 25-year
Oh God, I'm calling the police because you keep
DC
talking.
resident, let me just say this. I haven't spoken much, but I would say that
Operator, can you send
Since
us?
I purchased my property 25
You don't
years
care. You said that before. Every speech is my
Moderators,
house.
could you guys like check your people?
Every speech you make is my house 25 years. So you have everything else to bring to the table.
Let him get his point out.
Jesus Christ.
When's it going to be my turn?
You'll be next. You're right after.
Oh, I
Yeah,
go
so
after
I would-
truck drivers. How do
I
I
would
follow
say
Go
a
after him.
truck driver?
Go after him.
Oh, he's a clown. How do I follow a clown? All right, go ahead, Hood. Hurry up, you little bitch.
This is weird. But anyway, what I would say is that sort of the big issue and the big concern that I had, with DC and sort of everything that's a function of it is the racial wealth gap, in DC. And certainly, since I bought my property, quite honestly, I didn't really know much about the neighborhood.
Let's talk about your
that I bought
property again.
Oh my God.
No, we want to focus on.
I think you need to shut the fuck up and let me finish. Like, you're not funny, you're not clever, you're not cute. You're just really annoying. And I think that you're preventing people.
All right, so Point's not on stage right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the big issue is really the racial wealth gap in DC. And as much as crime, since I lived in DC 25 years ago, and it was even worse before I moved to DC, that the reduction in crime in DC, it's not a function of sort of like the Washingtonians, the native Washingtonians, that they, the education improved or their wealth position improved or any of those things to sort of eradicate, a lot of the violence and crime in DC, but it's because they were literally gentrified out. And, I come from a pretty neutral political position because I just personally think that, like, the white liberal establishment is as evil, if not more so evil, than, like, the white conservative establishment. And, I'm just a firm believer in the core of who I am. I think that white liberals, across this nation have been ethnically cleansing the Black American population across all of our inner cities, which is why they're so pressed and will do anything to replace that population with illegal immigrants. So,
so that's just a big.
Let me just finish. Let me finish. I'll land. So, listen, like, when we see, like, people bragging about, DC is, the crime is improving, and that's only because wealthy white liberals are forcing and gentrifying Black people out of, like, their neighborhoods. And so that's it.
So, when you said white liberals are ethnically genociding Black people, that's a really big allegation. So can you give your evidence of?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you look at our voting patterns, it's like, Black Americans, we're overwhelmingly, support the Democratic Party, which is sort of the engine under it are, white liberal and white liberal ideologies and oligarchs. And I think that we've put them in control of our politics. And I just fundamentally, this is just me, like Malcolm X said, really the only difference between, like, a white liberal and a white conservative is that they both want power. But what the white liberals done is that they've been very effective in posing as, like, the Black American's friend and benefactor. But sort of the core of who both white liberals and white conservatives are is that they're both anchored, in my opinion, at ensuring that white people control the wealth in this country and that white people control the politics. I think that everything else is sort of red herring issues. But even, like, when you look at, say, for example, the Democrats and their political chance of addressing wealth inequality through reparations legislation. We saw that Gavin Newsom after the 2-year reparations task force, AB 3121, they came out with 2 bills, out of that to advance reparations in California, which basically were derailed by the California Black Caucus and Gavin Newsom himself. And then even when we look at Westmoreland, Maryland, he had an opportunity to create a reparations task force.
Oh, stop.
Let me finish. Similar to California. White liberals. I think. Listen. I think that white liberals and white conservatives are just different wings of the same bird. And trusting our politics to white liberals is crazy. That's just
okay. We're having a conversation. So Westmore just said no to a study because they already had 3 studies, right? He said, come back with an action plan and then I'll do something on it. So what was your issue there? And then second, can you not say the whole thing about white liberals are committing ethnic genocide? Because I asked you for an example of this.
The white liberal establishment. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't.
Margaret Sanger did that.
I didn't hear an example of the ethnic
Margaret
genocide.
Sanger.
No, not Margaret Sanger, stupid.
Planned Parenthood and
Margaret Sanger.
Abortion
Control, stupid.
20 million.
Abortion.
Control, stupid.
Imagine if you had 20
Margaret
million
Sanger
black
advocated
people.
for birth control, not abortion, you assholes. Abortion is essentially.
Wanted abortion.
Read a book. Margaret Sanger advocated for birth control. Read
abortion.
Exactly.
Stupid ass.
White liberals have been genociding black people for decades.
So y'all against birth control? Is that what y'all are coming for now? Yeah, because black people are the only one that use birth
20
control.
million black people have
And
died.
you don't give a fuck.
Abortion.
How do your black neighbors feel about it? Or do you live in a segregated community? Do you have any black
Imagine
neighbors?
having more
Get
families.
the fuck out.
Yeah, abortion, in my opinion, is essentially ethnic cleansing that's been sold as a woman's right to choose. Just my opinion.
Living in a police state is not a liberal issue.
But
Okay?
the Democrats
And you know
push
what?
the
I think a generation from now, you niggas, kids probably.
Oh wow, we're niggas now.
Yes,
That's offensive.
absolutely.
Yeah, can we have a debate without my names?
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
don't call me a nigga.
Democrats
You
push
Somebody
separation.
out of ignorance.
niggas
I think we
kids.
can have a civil discord without
You
people,
shut the fuck up.
without you calling
But
people
the
niggas.
fathers,
Like that's
Democrats push separation of
ridiculous.
fathers from families.
Yeah, can we moderate this space? I don't appreciate being called a
It
nigga.
is Flames go. I'm sorry, I say your name right. How do I say your name? I'm sorry. How do I say your name?
King.
King. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the floor.
A generation from now are gonna be talking about the Democrats when all along.
Who keeps hitting mute?
When all along it's y'all rooting for the fucking military, the police.
I'm doing it. Y'all talking over each other. Can you stop, please?
Nobody's
Okay.
talking.
No, you were, ma'am. I wouldn't have did that.
Nobody. Yeah, I was talking. Nobody was talking over me.
Okay, so I'm crazy now. I'm a crazy nigga. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, yeah, remember how we wanted to talk about the crime bill, but we didn't want to talk about all the black people that was behind the scenes rooting for the shit? Now, y'all are the ones rooting for the shit. A police state. Y'all aren't going to be satisfied till stop and frisk is back. But a generation from now, y'all will be blaming it on the Democrats. And we see you, and we're going to put that in the record.
1984
I'm not
was the
against it.
Democrats. 1994 was the Democrats. Bill, Joe
That
Biden.
was not my point. My point is that there was a whole cadre of Negroes, like Hood, behind advocating for that, for them to do that. Black people supported the crime bill in '94. People like him, because they didn't quote unquote feel safe, regardless to what the statistics may have shown or whatever.
Well, you
Because
know,
they
they're
were
also.
doing the crime. Because they were
Can
doing
other
the
people
crime.
talk? Can other people talk? Thanks.
Because they
There
were
are
doing
also
the crime.
there are also ministers and business people and a lot of people in the community that supported the crime bill, though, Queen.
That's,
I mean, we gotta be real with that.
That's my
And
point.
not just what you consider just them niggas.
That's,
It was a lot.
I
My
know. That's
mother's
my
pastor
point.
supported it, John L. Branham, and he had one of the biggest churches. I think it was on Main and I don't know, over there in that area. So he supported it because every day they would come in when they go to worship, there was a lot of shit going on. So I'm not.
Absolutely. No,
You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to push against you. I'm just adding.
No. I'm saying
All right, love you.
that is my point, Lisa. That's my point.
Okay, I got you, sis.
But and you understand that a generation later, where were those people speaking up and explaining why they did that during election times when we had an opportunity to vote for the status quo versus a fascist? Where were they reminding people that no, we asked for that? We wanted that.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
were down with the stop and frisk. We were down with the mass incarceration.
So,
Because basically,
You're right.
So,
So, no way to be found.
Biden did that.
real quick, I just want to tell Lisa. So, interesting enough to your point, 58% of African Americans supported the crime bill compared to 49% of white people. So, black community supported it more.
And this is nothing but a read.
Gallup.
We have learned nothing. That is my point.
Can you point that?
We have learned nothing.
Appreciate it, thanks. Listen, let me just say this one real quick, literally. I think that just because you're black doesn't mean that your politics is anchored in like how politics can benefit the black community. If that's not you, that's fine. But I think that for those black people that want to weaponize and leverage politics to improve the black community, I guess sort of the message that I'm saying is that I think that we need, as black people, that group of the black people, I think we really need to start envisioning a different way of doing politics. Because if we continue to sort of fight and banter, between supporting and advocating for Republicans or Democrats, I just think that we're always going to be in this perpetual cycle of like status quo, because neither of these parties are anchored in weaponizing politics to improve the black community outside of just using us for our vote. And I think that as long as like black people just see ourselves, fighting to defend being on plantation A or plantation B, I just think we'll never get anywhere. I think that we need to envision a bigger politic.
Why anything that have to do with us is plantation? I don't know why you keep using that terminology. Plantation. A plantation mindset. There's nothing about black people that are going to talk over me. Are you going to talk over me?
Well, I think that you're trying to redirect.
No, I'm not
the
trying to do shit. I just asked for a minute so I can finish my.
That's what it is.
This
you're
plantation
redirecting the
bullshit
point
that you
and the
make.
message.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you or either throw you down.
That's
One
fine.
or the other.
That's fine. You go ahead.
One or the other.
Yeah, my point.
But you coming in here and just loading on shitting on the stage talking about plantation this, plantation that. You don't use that type of terminology when you talk about white folks. There's nothing about me being on a fucking plantation in 2025, sir. Not one fucking thing. Not my kids, not me, not my family, not my fucking community. So you need to find another fucking talking point when you start talking about, my community.
Seriously, I'm getting sick and tired of that. And these white folks come and take this shit that you saying, and they take it and they the bat. And I said, how do you find you have the authority to call me out of my name? He goes, because you guys use it as a term of endearment. So I'm calling you a nigga. And this is the shit that you guys started. So don't come in here and start talking about a motherfucking plantation. And then all the people sitting in the audience who don't look like me, who don't give a fuck about me, who don't give a fuck about my community, all of a sudden they hollering, they're echoing your fucking talking points. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
You don't recognize that you're being, like, our community is being used as a pawn right now in this situation?
Our community is being used as a pawn by both parties.
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about y'all pedophiles.
Our history, as black people in this country politically, didn't start on August 25th, 2025 at 2:52 p.m.
Yuri, you can speak to me directly. Yuri, you can speak to me directly. Okay, I said it. So what is the problem with what I said, Yuri? You're on stage. You get a mic. Okay, so what? Okay, are you on mic, Yuri? Go ahead. I'm not trying to attack you, sis. I'm just asking for clarification. Promise, it's no attack. You went back and had something to say about what I said. So that.
I can't hear her. Can anyone else?
Is there something wrong with your mic, Yuri? Are you trying to speak? You might have to come back.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with plantation. I think you're.
Hey, Al, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know what I think. How do we give a fuck, Al? Al, that's not nice. On a fucking plantation because you think that shit is cute. Go right ahead. Nobody's stopping you. I said me, my family, and my community. Where you live, plantation might be a thing, babe.
That's because you're not.
You black people are fucking confused.
Lisa's not even from America. Like, her family
You don't
is
know
in
where the
America.
fuck I'm from.
I know you're an immigrant.
I'm
Like,
not
you
a fucking
don't have relatives that live in plantations, so you're not in a position to speak with, to descendants of American slaves that have family that live on a plantation.
Fuck me.
I know you're
You don't know where the fuck I'm from. You're just talking out your ass as
you're an
usual.
immigrant. You're an immigrant, Lisa. You're an
So
immigrant.
you're gonna be what they call those people? Audience observers. How about that? Go ahead, Yuri, it's on you.
It's kind of interesting that just being used as an insult now.
Look, Al, let me just make something perfectly clear right now. I don't tell you how to feel. I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell you how to take care of your family. I don't tell you shit. I said to me. So don't get on here telling me how to feel about somebody saying that I'm on a fucking plantation. The nerve of you. Who the fuck are you? Are you the black king now? That we gotta, whatever you say, we have to take it and we have to eat it? Who the fuck are you, Al?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're offended because it's reference to slavery, but I'm not offended by slavery. Like, I'm not offended. If you're an immigrant, that's probably why you're upset.
I'm not a fucking immigrant. Would you like me to call you out your name in a minute? My people's blood is in this soil. I am not a fucking immigrant. And what difference does it make if I the fuck was? I am not an immigrant. Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell you that? Did I send you a copy of my fucking birth certificate and my passport? Did I send you my people's history? Did I do any of that for you, Al? For you to come out of your fucking
you from and who you are. Not one fucking time, Al. So what's your problem with me today? What is it? You want me to be an immigrant? You're attracted to spicy, indigenous people? Are you? What is going on today?
I think you only got a little bit of a lighter color because you were family mixed with a white person.
What?
Shut the fuck up.
Light skin.
There are a lot of people in this room, sir, who are mixed. Now, what's your problem with it? What's your fucking problem with it? There are a lot of people on the stage who are more light of skin, like you want to say. So what's your fucking problem with it?
I don't know what's going on.
Sir,
Wrong with it, but you're saying you're not a legal immigrant.
Cool, where are you from?
You're not
Are you a recent immigrant? How many generations have you been here?
Well, my family heritage goes back to a president.
What president?
So, President Clinton.
Hood, I'm about to block your dumb ass. I swear to God, I have nobody on my block list. You're gonna be the first motherfucker.
Lisa, do you think that my life revolves around like?
Do you think my life revolves around you, nigga?
Fucking clubhouse, like.
Do you fucking no? I don't think it revolves around clubhouse. Weirdo. I think you come in here and you think you gotta. You think that you can. Exactly. So get out my drawers, nigga. If you don't know me, climb out. Climb out. I know you like it there. I know you love it there. But climb the fuck out.
Let's bring it back.
He's a fucking idiot.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah,
Let's bring it back. So yeah, who said that? Who said let's talk about Trump? All right, so let's just stick to knowing what we know. If you have to ask a question, just ask a question. I don't know Lisa's background, but I don't think that she's an immigrant. So we can move along. Next on the docket, what's going on? Nothing? Y'all done?
Can I just say really quickly,
Be nice, Al. Be nice, Al.
I'm not gonna say anything else about the whole Plant Pizza thing because I think it's a sore spot for a lot of people.
Keep the peace. Keep the
Yeah, I'm
peace.
trying to keep the peace. I'm saying for me personally, like when people mention, getting off the Democratic plantation.
Is that your wife in your PTR? Al.
You know it is.
So you better not say another fucking thing to me. Because I will roast and toast and chop and dice your motherfucking ass right now. I'm going to let you know that.
May I ask
Right?
a question?
It just shows you haven't matured and grown out of your.
Shut the fuck up. So this is something that I have found myself pondering on a lot recently, in the dawn of conservatives, black men, and how they talk about the nuclear family. And for me, I always am stunned or lost on how to continue because their nuclear family always is an example of the whiteouts of their bloodline. The nuclear family, familial unit that they speak of is never a black man, a black woman, and black children. It's always
Why does it matter to you?
a white woman and mixed children, and they purposely seek out the whiteout of their bloodline, and that is just amazing to me because in a generation or two that Queen spoke of, their children won't even be black, typically, y'all are looking at your own bloodline, and it's comical to me. Like you are colonizing your own bloodline.
The same way
It's just funny to me.
I don't
And
get why that
Al
matters.
is a cosplay nigga.
Oh, we got three black men up here, white
This married to a white woman ain't gonna come in here and talk
But you
to
can't
me.
say this from Kamala Harris as a black woman, but married to a
And then has his
Say she
fucking
washed her
PTR and his stuff in French. Nigga, you got a nerve. You really got a fucking nerve here. And I'm gonna let you live right now because you got a fucking nerve.
But it's called the
Cracker
nuclear.
Barrel did the
Hold
same
on, Kosi.
thing.
Give me a
Cracker
second,
Barrel
Kosi.
did the same
Kosi,
thing.
stand down. So it's called the nuclear family. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters exactly what the race of that nuclear family is. It's just being a unit. So
it does when the nuclear family is brought up as a remedy to Black community problems, and then Black men say, "Oh, black nuclear family," but now all of a sudden that concept is lost upon you. I don't understand.
Because the black women are nasty.
but no one listens to those black men.
He's Black. Why is he talking to me? Y'all lay out these solutions to communal problems, and then when we go back to the table and say, "Hey, Mr. Leader of community, this resolution does not fit the community outlook." And now
black women are nasty to black men.
But a black
are you a Black man?
Kosi, I don't know why Kosi.
Hold on for a second. Kosi, are you a Black man?
No, but I can see it.
So do you fuck Black men? Do you fuck Black men? So why are you talking? This conversation does not pertain to you.
Black men.
This conversation does not pertain to you. You're not a Black man, nor do you fuck Black men, so how do you know?
But why do you think the household's separate?
This conversation is not pertaining to you, because if you want me to talk about you, we can talk about how white men have a bad day at work, go home, and commit familicide.
White man.
Okay? All because you didn't get that raise, and Maria came in and make $2 more than you. Don't start with that. Because white men have community problems as well.
The white guys.
But this just proves how you're nasty to black men. Your attitude towards the black man in this country.
Ain't nobody more nasty to that family than a white man who has a bad day. Y'all have CP of your children and then come home and kill everybody and commit suicide. What are you talking about?
Your boys do it on the street because their mothers would be the only ones raising them.
Oh my God. So the black men who do sleep with the black women and get them pregnant, leaving those guys are losers. Those men don't count for the majority, the 80+% maybe of black men who actually do.
With the point I made. You're
there's a lot of black men.
When I'm talking about black, because I specifically spoke about a particular type of black man.
But those are the minutiae of society. Why are you even giving them credence?
Procreates with white women, and they talk about the longevity and the
even that's a
black community,
minute
and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but why don't you focus on the majority versus the minority of people who do things?
Because I'm focusing on what I brought up in the conversation. That's why.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, people get. Why is Kosi stuff
Okay, let me help out real quick. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. Kosi, you're in the truck. I know you think that we're supposed to just pay attention to you because you lack color, but that's not going to happen. Omari and Oasis are having a conversation, and we're going to allow them. If you continue to interrupt one more time, that's all you have. You will be placed in the goo. Okay? Thank you. Go ahead, Oasis, Omari.
No, I get. Go ahead, Melissa. I'll let you go first.
Well, because you're talking about why am I focusing on a specific sector of people as if I did not specify in my initial offering. So I'm focusing on them because that's the group of people I want to learn more about. I'm trying to get to the psyche of it. It's not about, oh my God, throwing out one bad apple that ruins the bunch. No, I want to figure out why that apple turned bad to begin with.
Yeah, I think the men who do that, and I do see these talking points from some black men. A lot of times the men who particularly probably lean more right? But I would say, I always push back and say, look, why did the black man leave? He laid down with a black woman, got her pregnant, then took off. I think, what's his name? Tommy Sotomayor or whatever the hell his name is. He got like a gang. He's been divorced multiple times. He is the worst advocate, speaker for that movement, which is, what do they call themselves? Incels, whatever they call them.
Yeah, whatever.
So these folks they've been broken up. They can never keep a relationship, but they're able to talk, be able to communicate, and they get a big following. They just allow his voices on the internet. That's all. But most black men love black women. Like, I might not be married, so I've been with my wife since I was 15 years old, right? I'm 47. So, but before I dated nothing but black women. She's Hawaiian. So doesn't mean that I don't love black women.
Nobody cares.
That's just
You've been with your wife since you was 15 years old.
I've been 92.
How the hell you loved any other black woman before 15?
listen.
I
didn't have it.
What's going on? But you was in love before 15?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some people start
Allison.
early, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, her name was So she was black. Her name was Allison. But anyways, that's
Yeah,
not important.
One whole black woman in my entire life.
This is the thing that gets me though,
Uncle
because
was our Lord and
you don't
Savior
have
of black women.
you don't have to put a silver lining in the silver lining when y'all give y'all responses always. Y'all had that one black woman 10 years ago when you were 6 years old. But that's the silver lining is not needed to justify your point. Just stay on the fact that you're a
If I was divorced, I would marry someone like Lisa. I would probably marry another black
I do
woman
not
like her.
give a fuck, Omari. Your dick is not big enough, first of all, nigga. The fuck if you marry me or not, because I don't need you, Negro. You're not a prize. You are not a fucking prize. I'm raising black men. And let me tell you what the caveat is.
Why is she going off on me?
Like your dumb, ignorant
I don't know.
okay? I don't know why you niggas is in my panties today. For what? I don't know. I ain't said nothing to you.
What did I say?
Flag winding, white
she likes
worshiping
the lesbians,
motherfuckers.
though.
I ain't said nothing to
likes the
y'all. So
lesbians,
get out of my lane. Shut up, trucker, and drive.
I just took a stray.
This is what I'm
Damn.
telling you. I don't need you, Omari, like you some fucking prize, like I gotta marry your fucking ass. You nothing. You and this other hood rat at the end are out. Like you guys are fucking prizes.
Okay, he was
Look
just
at me
saying.
and then look at you and make a decision.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the conversation, somebody asked him about marrying a black woman. He said if he were to get married again, he would marry a woman like Lisa. That wasn't a
He
bad
said
thing.
not like Lisa.
I said like Lisa.
He said,
Like
Oh,
Lisa.
I apologize, Omari. I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry, Omari. You guys got me mad because this nigga hood rat and this salt and pepper Al don't come for me. You got the wrong one. Don't let the glasses fool you, okay? I'm the right one today, and I'll be the right one all day. You keep messing with me.
Lisa, that was good. That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
Yeah, she you cooked on that one. I mean, I never claimed to be a prize. Okay, but that's
I'm
fine.
sorry, Omari. Omari,
That's all right.
you have my feelings today because I love you, and I know you're married. And I'm your side piece, and all of a sudden you're gonna get up here and start disrespecting me?
Nah.
All we been through? What the hell?
Nah, never. I was like, damn. I was like, that's what I figured. I blame Al anyway. I was gonna punch Al and Kosi for that one anyway.
hold on.
And listen, at this point, I think that Lisa and Mickey are evil fraternal twins and don't even fucking know it.
You're gonna get in trouble.
HUD wants me so bad.
They're
HUD,
literally
listen.
the same person.
It's not okay, I don't have a problem with that. Me and Mickey could be the same person, but you need to stop. Stop doing what you're doing because you're making me feel like you're an enemy of my people, and I'm not an immigrant. If I was an immigrant, I'd be proud of it. I don't have to, downplay my situation, but I'm just saying for you make it seem like you're an enemy of our people, and that's what's really, I think, got me going. So let me tell you something, Hood. I apologize for saying your mother should have swallowed your dumb ass. I apologize. I apologize for every bad thing that I said about you, okay? Can we start over, me and you?
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go on a date.
Apologize.
You gotta pay though. Let's go on a date.
I always pay. Ask around.
I'm actually married, so.
Well, I can't go out with you then. We're good.
So just back to you.
You stealing my one-liners.
Where's my apology?
I don't apologize.
You remember, Lisa? You remember when I told Manfinity that his mama should have swallowed him and he had a fit? He had a conviction on stage. I thought he was gonna die right there.
I wasn't trying to be as mean as I sounded. Since I'm an immigrant, I'm spicy. I'm not an aggressive, angry black woman. So I could be labeled as spicy since I'm an immigrant. But, I love black men. I love you guys. Just please don't marginalize me or our community, and we'll be good.
Well, can I get an apology from Oasis? Because Oasis, I don't know what her issue was. She got on stage to attack.
That's for her. That's
If
for
we're
you.
giving out apologies, Oasis, I'll take one.
Well, I was
Can I
gonna
say
say it
something
is.
Al really quick?
Good.
Someone, I don't know if you reference me.
Yes, I'm ready for my apology.
What? You better off having that white woman ancestors apologize to you. You can kiss my ass.
Somebody gonna tell you to give him an apology. That's weird. Y'all weird in here.
Al, are you still there?
To Illinois Election Commission.
Oh, yeah, I'm still here, yeah.
Illinois 16 voter roll for Doris.
Oh, I didn't say Al. I said L. Hi, I'm here. Hey, sweetie, I don't know if you saw my response in the chat. Being an immigrant, there's nothing insulting about being called an immigrant. But when a Black American is called an immigrant, when somebody, if they're not an immigrant, it feels like an insult. Because see, I know my family's past all the way to slavery. I know where I come from. I know what my family sacrificed. And it's insulting because I was born here. My parents were born here. My grandparents were born here. And my great-great-grandparents were born here. So, and none of us asked to be here. Right. And I can't freaking leave. I wish I could. I'm not going to abandon my children, even though they're grown. I'm not going to just abandon my home and my children. But I wish I could leave because I'm scared about what's about to happen. It ain't going to happen to me. It's going to happen to Al and anybody else in here that's pretending to be white or our white adjacent.
I don't know.
Or our white adjacent.
I want to hear Saunders. Can you continue? I'm listening.
So no, it's not an insult, not at all. Because I have friends from lots of different nationalities, immigrants, everything. I mean, I grew up with a bunch of Jewish kids. I went to synagogue. I did everything because we all went to church together. I went to the Catholic churches. I did everything because we were all together. That's how I was raised. So no, it's not an insult. But then again, it is because when you look at the way we're being.
I was hearing it used as an insult. I mean, I'm proud of being an immigrant, that my grandparents immigrated here and built what they did. I think for you guys, it's like a double thing. It's, they're saying...
Wait, what did your grandparents build? They got to America after it was already built.
So
Exactly.
I'm speaking
They didn't build
not only are they saying that, they're also negating what your family and your descendants did to build this country. Both are. But I was reading it and hearing it as the word immigrant seems to be flung about right now as an insult, which is, first of all, stupid because other than the Native Americans, we are all immigrants.
No, we're not immigrants. Black Americans are not immigrants.
Yeah, we're not.
We did not voluntarily come here like
Exactly.
So that I understand, because I'm here to understand, what you're saying that when I use the word immigrant to describe my grandparents who came over out of need from Russia and to, flee from the Holocaust, that the way that you guys use the word immigrant is different than that.
No, you made a specific point to say that the only people who are not immigrants in this country are Native Americans. And Al's point and our point is that the slaves that came to America, unlike your Russian ancestors who came to America voluntarily based on need, is that we were brought here and our ancestors were brought here against their will. So we don't consider ourselves
set up shop outside of
I got it. That's really helpful clarity for me. Thank you.
And even worse than that, right? Your ancestors came here because America was a highly developed country based on the free labor of our ancestors, right? So your ancestors fled to America because of economic opportunity based on the exploitation of Black Americans. So for you to get on this app and say, "Oh, we're immigrants," is very disrespectful.
No, they actually came here because they weren't really that well liked in their own country.
Well, that's their own fault.
Usually they had nowhere to go, and America actually turned most Jews away. So there's a lot of history here, but I'm just
trying to understand. Though. You can look up anti-Semitism in Europe and where it originated.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that with you. It's helpful for me to understand how you're using the word immigrant. So thank you. Here to learn.
Yeah, our arrival as slaves predated the formation of this nation. So a lot of us consider ourselves Native Black Americans. There's some that argue that we're actually indigenous and native to the land. I don't support that position, but I can say that we're native to the formation of America as a union.
Yeah, and can I just say for Sandra or anyone else who thinks I have something coming to me because I'm part of the white community, I'm not afraid of anything. All this fear mongering about Trump, none of that affects me. I'm not affected.
You're part of what community?
He's a part of the white community, he said.
They gonna have your ass admit it.
He said he's a white man because he put his penis in a white vagina. So he's a white man.
Ass admit it, and they gonna whip you still.
And every Sunday he gets to sit at the white table when he goes to visit his in-laws.
Transition, brother?
What in the Rachel Dolezal is going on here?
Rachel
He eats chicken with pepper and
OnlyFans.
salt with mashed potatoes and corn.
But you know what's interesting? Let me just say,
That's why I said salt and pepper only.
But let me just say this: if this is in fact Al's wife or partner, a white woman, do you think that he, given his...
That is his wife. We know that's his wife. It's not the first time we meet him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that given his position on empowering and advocating for Black people, that if he were ashamed of his wife, do you think that he would put his photo up?
Listen, Negro, where did he advocate for the Black family? He just said he went over to whiteness. So why your wife didn't come over to Blackness? This is crazy as hell. Because when my mother married my dad, there was a total separation between him and his whole fucking family. Because of being with it's not him submerging or us submerging into whiteness. It's just wild. That is the wildest statement I've heard Black men say, I think, in the history of Black men.
Oh, stop being so dramatic.
That's not dramatic.
Let me just say this. Listen, this is but the reason they were constantly losing is a party $1,000 in the GOP. It's the money you guys are resources, and we can demonizing future racial to say we need to versus this is actually you haven't done it for 10 years. You just I mean, you know anything about Texas, abject failure in elections, and you're talking about winning elections. Let's go. Come on, most people can see it.
Some of us have to.
Yeah,
you're going to change that. You know how to shut the fuck up, nigga. I was trying to be a little fucking respectful. Now you got me out my body. You fucking clown. Shut the fuck up. Go back to your fucking rat hole that you came out, you fucking. Now who's fucking next?
I guess I don't get this argument though. I mean, didn't they fight for that? I don't know what year. Was it 1967 or some shit like that? What year was that? Loving v. Virginia. Didn't they fight for interracial marriage and for that equality to be able to marry and be whoever you want? Like, why?
Don't say them. You are a part of them. Say us.
No, we all. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is what is the big deal if you find someone that you love and she doesn't have the same skin as you? Like, I don't get it. When
That's why I'm kind of confused too, because Kamala Harris has 2 immigrant parents.
I don't care about anyone's names.
I'm saying my kids won't be black. Kamala Harris is a black woman somehow, even though both her parents are immigrants and they're from they're not even black themselves. So I'm confused how Kamala Harris is black. This whole thing is very, very strange. The way they try to manipulate.
Still be like an outsider to your own body and see yourself doing it, but be powerless to stop it. I understand just a physical drug addiction. You're sick and achy and you feel like shit if you don't take the drug. But, gambling is not palpable like that in the same way. So anyway, I will mute. I've been talking.
No, that's fascinating.
Linda loses and crashes out in debate with congressional candidate Mark Rice.
Listen.
And of course, I think about the people who design slot machines now and are the same people who develop video games, because they are, they're not mechanical reels anymore. They're just computer software. So I think they must have the best video game developers in the world and the best psychologists in the world, all working in tandem to make the experience as addictive as possible. So I couldn't imagine being on one of those teams and knowing that your life's work goes to creating a product that is most effective at destroying people's lives in such an efficient way.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, good morning, Holly.
Was that? Hey, okay. Are you already done with your shower?
I am.
Good job.
Right?
Wash your hair and everything?
Sarah is a tiny woman. She's not a big back. Like, it doesn't need to take her that long. Like, what do you mean?
I use it as therapy for myself. I'm like, I don't need an hour. Okay?
I need to, but I do the therapy showers.
Yeah.
This was just a get my hair washed. Yes,
Yeah, I do.
That's right.
I like the long hot shower. I'm just saying.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, it was nice and hot. They're always nice and hot.
Then at the end, that make it super freaking icy cold for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes to cool my body temp. Oh yeah, it's good for you.
My house is cold enough that, like, getting out of the shower, you step into a freaking iceberg. So.
Yeah, that's the best. I live in a condo, and somebody had the brilliant idea of instead of putting the bathroom up where the windows are, they put it in the middle of the unit, like in the middle of the box, basically, of several units. So it's on the inside of the building. And so, and what the significance of that is that in a subtropical environment, it traps in moisture unless you have, the fan can only do so much work. But, and you have to have a dehumidifier. I don't know how people would survive without one, because then the other brilliant thing is they also have a closet next to the bathroom. What? Let's have everything mold.
Where is it?
The closet?
Yeah, like the geographical region.
I'm sorry. In Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Is that considered tropical?
It's subtropical.
Oh.
Now I want a nap. I'm going to take a nap.
I don't know.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if it's constitutionally protected, because we restrict the constitutional rights of many immigrants. For instance, Abby, like you're well aware, you can't be in certain types of protests as an immigrant to this, like on a college visa. You can't. And that can be revoked at any point in time, given the Secretary of State. And all of this, like, all we hear is like they're being deported without due process. They're being deported, and there is due process. There's a process in place. You just don't agree with the way that due process is, and you should argue that point rather than say that there's no due process and they're illegally being deported. There is no evidence of them being illegally, and I'm aware that there's Abu, whatever his name was, just recently picked up today, and he's facing deportation again. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, I think that's a fair point. Like, if you have a lot of people that are born in the American flag, we just saw that with the No Kings, and then standing there and holding up the another nation's flag, and you're an immigrant here illegally or on a visa, I don't know if I could give you a pass on that. I don't know if that should be there. You're not a full citizen here.
Well, there is federal law that supports that, and that's in the White House statement. But we've talked about that federal law before that gives the discretion to the Secretary of State, and it's what and to DHS, and it's what they're using now to vet people from out of the country trying to get student visas as well as permits. You know, they're relying on, I think it's U.S. Code 8. I have to find this section.